This Florida first-time home buyer program for the city of Sunrise, Florida. It's the City of Sunrise First-Time Homebuyer Program, and or they call it the City of Sunrise Purchase Assistance Program is what they call it actually. This program, it's funded through the Home Investment Partnership Program. Home. It's a federal grant from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. That's cool. What does it take to get this, and what does it mean though? Because it didn't really give us an overview. Well, we'll look. Actually, I think it's listed down here. So, eligibility requirement: you must not have owned a property in the last 3 years, folks. I say it on every single video. If you have not owned a home in 3 years, you are now again considered a first-time home buyer, even if you owned 100 properties before, but you haven't owned any in the last 3 years. There's a lot of reasons that happens, but it's important because a lot of people because they owned a home once in their life, they think, I don't qualify for a first-time homebuyer program. Wrong. You do. Absolutely. All across the country, anywhere you go. So if you know somebody, tell them that they qualify. Okay. Income limits. Your gross annual household income should not exceed 80% of the area median income. For example, as of April 24, the limit for one person household, a single individual, is $59,150, and for a four-person household, it's $84,450. Might have changed now as of at least the time that I'm recording this, but but there are income limits to that. So if you make more than that, you wouldn't necessarily qualify for this program. But there's other programs. Property location must be within the municipal boundaries of the city of Sunrise. I'm going to go back to the income thing for a second because I'm not sure what the prices are in the city of Sunrise, but if somebody is in that income range where they make less than those numbers there, assuming they haven't changed and gone up, because they usually go up every year, man, they need to take advantage of these programs. Because if you look at the property, it says single family residences, the property types, condominiums, villas, and townhomes. Mobile homes and cooperatives are not eligible, but typically, and this would be something to explore when you connect with a loan officer who does provide this program, and see if you can, if multifamily properties are available. And I say that multifamily up to 4 units, because under the Department of Housing and Urban Development, most loan programs all across the country, it says that if you have 4 or less units, it's still considered a residential property. And as a result, a lot of these programs qualify, as long as you live in it, right? Because this one, most first-time buyer programs require owner occupancy. So you have to occupy the home as your primary residence for sure. But hey, you got other people paying your mortgage. That's not a bad thing. Benefits. Financial assistance. Okay, receive a deferred payment, second mortgage at 0% interest with a 15-year term. This assistance can be used towards down payment and closing costs, making your home purchase more available or more affordable. That's good. Okay, let me get back to the. Looks like we're gonna address it down here. The repayment obligation. If you sell, transfer, or cease to occupy the property as your primary residence before the 15-year term ends, the loan becomes due and payable. Okay, wait a minute. Some people say, aha, that's the catch. No, this is great. Are you kidding me? This is awesome. So I'm looking to see where it says, does it say how much you can get? Doesn't say how much you get. But one of the things you need to understand is that on these types of loans, these deferred 0% interest rate loans, when you look at, let's just say it's a $20,000 loan, okay? It's $20,000. They give that to you for your down payment or your closing costs or whatever, or maybe it's more, I don't know. But you look at it and you go, okay, we got that money, and that's sitting there, and some people feel like, well, that's hanging over our head. We can't purchase or we can't refinance. If we sell it, we got to pay that back. You got to understand that's free money. This is, people who make a lot of money use these kind of things all the time. Not first-time buyer programs, but there's other things that they do. It's free money because what's going to happen is let's say you buy the house, you get $20,000 because it's zero interest and it does not accrue interest or anything. It's just $20,000 sitting there. So in 10 years, you sell the house, you got to pay back $20,000. That was just free money that got you into the house. And you know as well as I do, in 10 years, $20,000 is not going to be the equivalent of $20,000 today, right? So definitely worth taking advantage of. One of the potential drawbacks is the limited funding. Assistance is available on first come, first served, first qualified basis. So once funds are depleted, no further assistance is going to be provided until additional funding becomes available. So what normally happens in this situation is they will take your application and they'll put it in there and they'll get you in line, right? So the sooner you apply, the sooner you get in line to be approved for that and have funds allocated to you. But that also means you got to be ready to go when they say yes, you've got funds. You got to go. Usually they put a timeline on the limit of access to those funds because they can't just hold it indefinitely. So, but hey, you know what? If you're moving into Sunrise, man, take advantage of it. Okay. For the application, you got to do complete a homebuyer education class from the HUD-approved counseling agency. No big deal. You got to get your mortgage pre-approval, right, from a lender. Let's talk about lenders here real quick. Do you know a loan officer who has a heart for working with first-time buyers? And they do these programs. They do the Sunrise first-time buyer program, right? We want to feature them. We want to feature them on this post. We want to put their contact information on there so people like you can actually just go here and see who's doing the loans, because a lot of the big banks out there, they just say, hey, sure, we're good. Yeah, we do first-time buyer programs, but then they really don't, and so it's kind of like, okay, who really is doing them? And if that's you, or if you know somebody who's doing that, send them here to firsttimehomeBuyerProgram.org. Have them click on Spotlight so we can get them featured on the listing, so that they know who to call, or you guys know who to call when it comes time for that, right? So finding that lender, identify an eligible property within Sunrise. It has to be within the boundaries of Sunrise, right? Your chosen lender will submit to the Broward County Housing Finance Division for approval, and then you get approval and proceed with the closing process. Okay. I'm just seeing if it has any additional information. Kind of repeat a couple things here. Exclusively within the municipal boundaries of the city of Sunrise, Florida. Already covered that. Okay. So yeah, if you want to get more details, just come here for firsttimehomebuyerprogram.org. There's a link right here for City of Sunrise homeowner assistance programs, and same thing with the Broward County Housing Finance Division for homebuyer programs. So you can get additional information there. All right. Thanks. Take care.